Hey everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. If you've ever wanted to give your photos a dreamy professional touch by softening the edges, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you two simple methods for blurring the edges of an image in Photoshop. By the end, you'll not only know exactly how to get those smooth, soft fades, but you'll also understand why each step matters and how to avoid the common pitfalls that can trip up beginners. Let's dive right in with the first method, using the blur tool. If you've never used it before, the blur tool looks like a little teardrop in your toolbar on the left. That's your go-to magic wand for smoothing out details. Go ahead and click that icon. Now, before you start, take a look up at the options bar at the top of your workspace. Here, you can adjust your brush size to fit the area you're working with. So, if you're focusing on tight corners, go smaller. For wide edges, size up. There's also the strength slider, which controls how much blur you're applying. If you want a gentle fade, keep it low. For a stronger, more pronounced blur, crank that up. But I always recommend starting subtle. You can always build up more. Now, zoom in on your image using the zoom tool, or just press Ctrl and the plus key, or CMD on Mac. This makes it a lot easier to be precise. With your tool selected and your brush dialed in, gently drag over the image's edges. You'll see the lines start to soften, almost like someone's rubbed a fingertip across a chalk outline. Try to keep your strokes light and controlled. You're looking for a smooth, gradual blur rather than smearing. If you get a little too much, don't worry. You can always step back with Ctrl+CMD+. This part might take a bit of patience, but it really pays off in giving your image that seamless transition, so give yourself a moment here. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the second method, using the marquee tool along with feathering. This technique is especially useful if you want a perfectly even blurred edge around your entire image, like when you're making a portrait stand out against a soft background. First, find the marquee tool in your toolbar. It usually looks like a rectangle or an oval. Decide which shape suits your image best. Click the rectangular or elliptical marquee tool. Before you drag out your selection, look at the top options bar and find Feather. This setting is key. It tells Photoshop how gradually to fade your edge. Enter a value. 50 pixels is a good starting point, but you can always adjust depending on your image size. Think of feathering like adding a gentle buffer zone, where the edge slowly dissolves instead of cutting off. Once your feather value is set, click and drag around the part of the image you want to keep. For a perfect square or circle, hold the Shift key. It's a handy shortcut. Now, to blur the part outside your selection, go up to Select in the main menu and choose Inverse. This flips your selection, grabbing only the outer edge. Hit your Delete key and voila! The edges are magically softened and blended. Depending on your background, you might see a nice transparent fade, or if you're working on a solid layer, a gentle colored edge. Finally, to clear your selection and see the result in full, press Ctrl or CMD+D. Take a look at your image. Those edges should be beautifully blurred out, creating a lovely focus on the central subject. And that's it. 2 easy ways to blur edges in Photoshop, making your photos pop with a polished, professional effect. If you found this tutorial useful, make sure to hit that like button, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's another Photoshop trick you'd love to learn. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future guides, and as always, thanks for watching.